Hello, wonderful people. I see some people already connected on, looks like on YouTube. James, good to see you. Hey, ready to go. I'm excited for June class. So that is perfect. Wonderful people. Doesn't matter where you're watching from. Just please let me know. You know, there's a chat, so you can write down or comment where you're watching from. I'm asking what town, what place on the planet Earth, because we do have people from all over the world, from Australia, China, Japan, Europe, Africa, South America, of course, lots of guys from North America and Canada and United States. Okay, please let me know where you're watching from. It's going to be really good. Kevin, good to see you. California is here. Let me know if sound is great, if there's no problem. I also gonna check everything else. And looks like there's more people connected. Anybody on Facebook? Let me know if Facebook shows up really good. Colorado, Phil, and people from Colorado, RJ, RG, RG, JKK. All right, wonderful. People from Greece, Bernie, good to see you. So YouTube looks like it's good. Okay, I don't see any people from Facebook yet. Are we okay on the Facebook? Let me know, please. Keith, good to see you. Of course. Indianapolis, Indiana. That's good to see you. Delilah, Pennsylvania. Great. Okay, let me start. Today is actually going to be really interesting live stream. I mean, every time is interesting, but today we're going to talk with a special person in multiple ways. First of all, he is a great woodworker. He's absolutely excellent furniture maker. Not just a furniture maker, but 18th century furniture maker. Oh, you know what? I see Eliyahu. Shalom, Eliyahu. Shalom. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you, Eliyahu. So, but the person I'm talking about, he is, like I said, he is a furniture maker, 18th century furniture maker, but not just the 18th century furniture maker. He's also a wood carver, and he carves eagles. Okay, a special tradition. I'm not going to tell you now. He's going to tell you the name. Okay, it starts with B. For those of you who know, it's a more like a North American tradition. Named after a guy who actually invented that style, really stylized eagles and so on. And he is one of the best in that stuff, with the gold leafing and so on. He's going to demonstrate today some of the stuff, how he does. So stay tuned. Don't forget, you really have to like and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Well, you have to like no matter what. But if you're new, subscribe and hit that bell notification. Now, the person I'm gonna talk to today, his name is William Francis Brown. He is also a doctor. Okay, we're talking about not only in woodworking world, he's a somewhat famous guy, but he's also a doctor who's practicing his medicine and so on. I mean, I don't know how to put that the right way, but anyway, he is a doctor. Okay, guys, please, let me see. Anybody on Facebook? I hope Facebook is working. I don't see on my end if Facebook connected. But let me introduce, wonderful people, William Francis Brown. Okay. Well, I call him Bill. You can call him William, Dr. Bill, whatever. But right there, he's going to be on your screen.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you,
Hello.
Bill? Good to see you.
Please call me Bill.
Okay, I will call you Bill.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, obviously I'm glad to see you. I'm really, really glad to see you. Okay. And
Thank you, Al.
I do have a few questions for you today. And
Let me
please.
say hello to, I think it's James and Delilah, who I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys. And thanks so much for tuning in, and
Uh,
everybody else.
maybe Eliyahu also going to be there. I don't know. I mean, did he?
Yes, Eli as well. Hello, Eli.
Yeah, he's there also. Okay,
That'll be wonderful.
right there. It's on the screen.
Awesome.
Delilah saying hello, Bill.
Okay, hello.
Okay, now, uh, and I said that correctly. You are a doctor, correct?
That's,
Practicing.
that's correct. I've been in anesthesia and intensive care for 35 plus years. And I'm
35.
actually semi-retired right now and spending much more time in the shop. So
Hmm.
it's been really good.
Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and then I'm gonna ask you to show your sanctuary. You know,
Sure.
we talked a little bit before, and you said your shop is not that big, which is most of us don't have huge shops. And yeah, the best work done in small shops, in garages, and on the kitchen tables. I think I've done some on a kitchen table, on piece of plywood, on a sawhorses. The best,
Yep.
the most high end. Okay, the most high end stuff. And we want to see your shop
Okay.
later on, not now,
We'll do
but
a tour.
little later. And we're gonna
Sounds
ask
good.
you also demonstrate. Now, Bill, I want to ask you about why woodworking. If you've got the education in medicine, if you are a
Right.
doctor, medical doctor, but why woodworking?
Well, the woodworking really started before medical school. So um, I don't know how far back you want to go, but I won't give you. I'll give you the short version. But yeah, basically, I've always really enjoyed, ever since just my personality. I always enjoyed working with my hands. My parents were, I was very blessed. They gave me actually a workbench to me and my two brothers down in our basement, um, back in Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And my brothers weren't there, but I was down there all the time. And I was just very happy to be by myself, for hours on end, just taking things apart, putting things together, making models. So, I guess it's just kind of, something I've sort of been working with my hands all my life. And let's see. So, I went through college and actually, let me make sure I get this straight. So, before college, I actually worked for a old-time furniture maker back in Chester County, where I grew up, Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia. And I just had this sort of intuition that just something I really, really wanted to do. I had a really hard time trying to find somebody that would take me in, but I was very fortunate and blessed to have, actually somebody who was quite local. After I bugged him for about 4 months, he said, "Okay, we'll give it a try," and it just worked out really well. He's somebody who had learned through Pennsylvania tradition, and he was sort of in a long line of furniture makers. Um, so it was a really great opportunity to learn how to use a lot of hand tools and whatnot. And he did reproduction, um, period style furniture, Chippendale, Queen Anne, that kind of thing. So anyway, I looked into making that a career, and I sort of realized it was a pretty tough way to make a living. A lot of the folks that I talked to were kind of struggling and not really doing what they wanted to do. Um, so, to make a long story short, I ended up applying to medical school, and I figured that way I'll have a career and I can do the woodworking on the side. But woodworking really is my passion.
I guess it makes
So
sense. You know, you really have to support your family, and a lot of people in woodworking struggling to get enough customers.
it
That's
can be
true.
tough.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be tough. Yes, and that's good. But also, you do have a school now, and I was teaching last year. We had a class, great class. Eliyahu was there, by the way. I mean, the guy who's watching right now. And I do have a video, by the way, about the school. Let me show. Let me show website. Okay, just a second.
Sure.
So the website would be. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
It's
Gotta find
Main
it.
Coast Workshop is the website.
Yeah, I've got multiple schools ready to go, so that
You're a
is fine.
busy
But
man out.
maincoastworkshop.com, and that's in Camden,
Yes.
Maine. Really interesting. Right now, you're not there. You're not in Maine.
No. So this is basically my. I split my time right now. We've had the house up there in Maine for quite a while. I've slowly kind of got this shop built up,
Mhm.
and just started the classes last year, so it's still pretty young. Um, but right now, I'm in my. This is where I make all my furniture. It's a basement shop, 25 by 30. So I mean, it's a wonderful shop. It's good size, and
It's bigger than
but it's a
mine.
real working shop. It's
It,
it's a real working shop. It's not real pretty, but it's got every. This is what I do really. Most of my work. The shop up in Maine is really suited for the classes primarily.
mhm.
Although if I have time up there, I'll do a lot of carving. It's just a wonderful shop. A lot of light, lots of windows, hardwood floors. Just a real comfortable, um, shop for the classes. That
Absolutely.
shop is about 20. It's about 28 by 30, so
Mhm.
about the same size. Small shop, relatively.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. People, just want to tell you that is actually one of the best places in the United States. Of course, I shouldn't say one of the best. I just rely on what I saw, and I travel a lot. Of course, I wasn't in every city, but I was in multiple places, and I know, and not only in the United States, but in other countries also. But Camden area, that's just a gorgeous, gorgeous small town. Little weird because you know all the restaurants they were kind of closed by what time, Bill? Do you remember? Uh, like 8 o'clock.
They were closing by, I don't know, 8 o'clock,
Eight
six
o'clock, I
o'clock,
think. You
maybe
could
five.
6, yeah, 6 or 8. You couldn't get in restaurants anymore. But of course, it's
I
just
think I
because of
think
the
they're
COVID.
I think it should be a lot better this year. It
Okay,
better be.
okay. Yeah, but the town is really, really nice. I really like it. Beautiful place. There's the mountains, not the mountains. I mean, I shouldn't call it mountains. It's hills for people who's watching from Colorado, but it's still beautiful. Right on the ocean, and we went right to the ocean on a yacht. A friend of yours took us. It was a wonderful time.
Well, we're going to try to do that with every class. As long as my sea captain friend is available, we'll try to get the class, whoever wants to join us, to take a
Oh yeah, yeah, people.
sail out on the bay. It's
There's only
beautiful.
two
It's
spots
evening.
left. Okay, two spots left. If you want to get on the yacht, just to get signed up right now. And let me show you again that website. I'm gonna be there twice. Okay, 2 times this year. One class is gonna be, I think it's a traditional classical wood carving. Is that what we did, right?
Yeah, the June class, Alex, will be classical carving.
Classical
So
carving, yes. And the
it'll be
second
open.
time,
Really, they're both open to any skill level. You
sure,
suit your
sure. Oh yeah,
classes perfectly to any skill level. The
absolutely.
one in August will be based on Grinling Gibbons style,
Flowers.
the more Baroque
Hmm.
um, style of carving.
That's good. Hold on, let me see. Somebody's asking a question. Bill, I have a question. Why do you only carving eagles? No, he's not. Okay, hold on before you answer. Okay, before you answer. I watched him carving Byzantine acanthus leaf. So it's already not legit. He's not only carving eagles, so he's carving also some
Yeah,
other stuff.
I've actually been carving pretty much as long as I've been making furniture, which has probably been 40 years. Very off and on, with my real job, etc. But I've So, with period furniture, I do all the wall and claws, the fans, shell carvings, all the kind of things you would use for high end, you know, Chippendale furniture. So I have been carving for a while. The Eagles, it's kind of a funny story. I mean, I used to be basically where I work, I have a little apartment. And it was probably about 6 years ago. And I was thinking at the end of the day, why am I just wasting my time sitting on the couch watching TV or whatever? I mean, I'd be tired. I said, I'm going to get rid of this TV and put a workbench in there instead. So I just started carving. I did a Bellamy eagle a long time ago. And I thought, I'm going to try to do that again.
You just gave up the name, Bellamy Eagle. I said that's a secret.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
So anyway,
go ahead.
It kind of took on a life of its own, which things tend to do with me. So I just kept doing more and more eagles, and they actually became somewhat popular. They're something that people kind of want, so I'm able to, to sell them. So it's really hard to sell high-end furniture, but the eagles are fairly popular.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Do you wanna show us some techniques you're using right now, or you wanna walk first around the shop?
Sure, Alex. So I can do both.
Okay, just whatever.
Let me grab my phone here.
Sure. Yes.
I'm gonna unplug it.
And people, meantime, the people who's watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, just write something for I would just know you there and the quality is still good. Okay.
Hey, Alex, I just lost my screen.
And
with my oh, here we go. Okay, I got it.
There you go. Sorry. Yes, we can see
it. Okay, well, I can sort of show a little bit around the shop, maybe. I don't know if that would be of interest.
Yes, yes. Well, so don't walk too quick, okay? Just to make it a little slower, otherwise it's a little choppy.
Sure. Yep. Sorry about that. So this is basically my workbench. I'm backing up here, and it's a very simple workbench. I got it for $20 on Craigslist. So I've souped it up over the years and added things to it. But I do all my work pretty much on this one little bench. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, right. That's good. That's perfect.
I've got two pictures. One's real close, and then the lower one is further away. I'm not sure which one people can see. But anyway, this is a carving I'm working on amongst many other carvings. I'll scan the shop here, and I'll go around and show you what's going on. But let me do a panoramic first. I've got numerous eagles in progress. Here's some roosters. I do a lot of these sort of American folk style carvings. I'm just going to pan around, and I'm hoping that the lower image that I can see is what you guys see, because it's a lot better view. But anyway.
Well,
okay, so Alex, so folks, so this is a eagle that is based on something that was done by the Boston Carving Company, which was a they were doing the Bellamy style eagles in the late 1800s up through 1930s or so. And so let's see if you can, it's basically just an eagle in progress. I'm going to show you how things will. So it's made out of multiple pieces. I build up the wings with separate pieces. For example, here is the head of the eagle, and this is a separate piece that will attach there eventually. And this one has a fairly complex banner, which will run right through the beak of the eagle when it's all finished. And the banner is kind of scrolls around, goes right through the beak, goes underneath this shield, and then comes out the other side. All right. So it's a fairly elaborate banner. And so I had to do that in multiple pieces. This is my little, I make these little, I have these up at the school as well. this little kind of carving rack.
Hmm.
And can you see the whole thing, Alex, or is it the close-up view?
No, no, I can see the most of it. But let me, if I'm gonna put myself on the right side, so people gonna see a
Yeah.
little more, I guess. I mean,
Okay.
all
So
three
what I've
rows.
done is I just made a little stand. I like to have all the tools sitting right up in
Hmm.
front of me as opposed to on the bench. So I just have little magnetic Harbor Freight magnets, and I've got a big collection of. I don't know why I collect V tools, but I use them for everything. So these are V tools. Down at the bottom are the tools I use all the time. Mostly two threes and fives are
Hmm.
pretty much I'm just using all the time. Some wide and narrow versions. Then at the top are ones I use much less, more like the eights, sevens, and then a number of tools that are kind of backbends and whatnot.
Hmm.
So that's
Not
pretty
too
much
quick,
everything.
not too quick. Just to get that a little closer, a little more slower. So
Yeah.
those are the
So
back bends.
this would be, the
Oh
various
no, it's actually
bone
yeah, we just said back
gouges and backbends.
bend. Hmm.
And these are the pretty large curves, nines, seven, eight, nines. And anyway, that's just my little. So I don't use tool cabinets. I just keep everything I need is sitting out for my furniture. I just have a very simple repertoire of tools. I'm going
Hmm.
to go around. I only use a couple hand planes for everything: a block plane, um, shoulder planes, and this is a Lee Nielsen 26, I think it is,
Hmm.
a low angle um, plane.
Yep.
And this is my sort of right behind the carving bench. I've got this bench here where I just have everything sitting out. Right now, I'm going crazy with the carvings because I have an exhibit coming up
Hmm.
at in Camden, and I really don't carry any inventory. So I'm sort of going crazy trying to get as many carvings done as I can to have this ready by May. So it's been a real challenge. We do have a few in the house, which I will be bringing in. Um, Also, I've got a number of orders and commissions, so I'm trying to do a lot of carving. But
Hmm.
normally, this is a furniture shop. I mean, but right now it's kind of converted into a carving shop.
It looks like that
These are
way.
just some I use do my honing, and if I ever have to grind, I do that over here. This is an old apothecary chest, which I are wonderful for storing stuff, and my bandsaw area. Um, Everything in my shop is on wheels. I like to have, I'm constantly rearranging things. This is a letter box I pulled out of a dumpster, and
Mm.
it's been really handy. It's on wheels. And let's see, Alex, I'm going to proceed around this way.
Okay.
Like I said, right now, it's just like it's like an artist studio, right? Artists, all my paints and different things I use for the carvings. Um, So yeah, don't do just eagles. I'm actually doing all these sort of nautical things, whales.
Yeah,
um, there's these are still got a long ways to go, but I try to make them three-dimensional
of
and
course.
get a lot of flowing motion in there. These are over here. These are eagles in progress. I'm going to do. Well, actually, I've got a blog on my website, on the Maine Coast Workshop website,
Hmm.
where I go through the steps of carving an eagle. I need to do some more blogs. I'm really behind. I want to do gold leaf, sharpening, etc.
Hmm.
This is so I'm sort of carving through all of Bellamy's eagles, one by one. I'm kind of going through everything he's done.
Can
And I
I,
do a lot of
uh,
my own. Yep.
Bill? Can I interrupt you for just a
Yeah.
second?
Sorry. Yeah.
Can you explain why is that called Bellamy?
Explain.
Why is that called Bellamy Eagle?
Okay. So
The history
John
behind.
Haley Bellamy was a carver out of Kittery, Maine. Actually, let me show you. You can see it. here's a picture of Bellamy, and this is a book that came out in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a nice book by Evelyn Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne Smith. Um, Bellamy was a carver from the Kittery, Maine, Portsmouth, New Hampshire area, and just came from a line of carvers. That area was huge shipbuilding, a shipbuilding area. So he got into carving mastheads and just was had a really busy trade with for ships. He did interiors and a lot of the you know a lot of the iconic figures that would be on the bow on the front of the ship. Um, and let's see, so he eventually sort of got into this um, stylized sort of folk eagle style, and he really developed his own unique kind of. It was a very streamlined production, so he really didn't have a lot of detail, and he could make these very quickly, and he would make them by the thousands,
Mm-hmm.
and they were called Bellamy. They became pretty well known worldwide as Bellamy eagles, and it's just become a sort of uniquely American style.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of folks have followed in his footsteps and, have carved Bellamy eagles. And I got into it myself. And, I'm sort of developing my own style and coming up with original designs based on his. This is another book by John Craig, which is really nice. And it goes through, a lot of information on Bellamy's life. There's a great picture. You see that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a neat book. And I can show you here some. This is actually the area where he was working, the Portsmouth Harbor. It
Mm-hmm.
was a big Navy area there, Navy Yard. He has a very famous eagle. This one actually had an 18-foot wingspan,
Oh, wow.
and it's now in the Mariners Museum in Newport News, Virginia. And these are, let's see. So this would just be kind of an example of a very recognizable sort of Bellamy eagle style.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's sort of probably a very long answer to the question, but
Oh, no, no, it's good. It's actually really interesting. Hey, people, like it if you like it, okay? Please hit that thing. Don't forget, by the way, while I have a chance, I'm going to show you something, okay? Hold on. When you're watching that stuff, there's a button, like it, okay? And subscribe. Please do. That's important. Go ahead, Bill.
yeah, sure. So Alex, so this is a museum brochure there was an exhibit at the Farnsworth Museum in Rockland, Maine. And this was I think back in the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of collect all this stuff. I've got a ton of information on Bellamy, and I plan to do some articles coming up. But he had an eagle in here that I never saw carved. He just had a pattern, which it left in his shop after he died.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, I'm going to make this one. So here's the pattern, and then I'm going to come over, and this is actually, I don't know if you can see that. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the eagle, the closest I could sort of get to that pattern that Bellamy did.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one has will have a banner, so it's got a pole that sort of runs through the back of the eagle. Sorry, my filming's a little off here. And I'm going to just show you an example of, we'll get that. So these are various banners that I'm making. I'll probably I never do one of anything. I'll do a series of these. But this would be sort of an early American flag. It'll say "Don't Tread on Me," which was one of our first flags, United States flags. And then there was commonly, patriotic banners. Sometimes it was just like a place name, like here's one for Camden,
Mm-hmm.
another flag. This one was kind of a joke. I don't know. I saw a bumper sticker of this guy drives around in Camden with a Nixon Now sticker on his car.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody here is old enough to remember Nixon, I
Yeah.
thought I would do that just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's see. Okay, and this eagle
Hold on just a
right
second. Little too
here.
quick. It's choppy. Okay, just a second. Just to slow down with the camera. Okay,
Sure.
just a second.
Yep. I'm
While
trying
in
to
this.
find. I'll find the picture while you're doing that. Okay, so here is another. Can you see that, Alex? This is another picture that was in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yep. We can
that
see
was
it.
in that exhibit brochure. It's a very unusual eagle. It's actually got one wing. The one to the left is reversed. It's just kind of weird, kind of different. But anyway, I figured, well, I might as well try to carve it because it's a Bellamy eagle. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the eagle which is just in progress. And because of that reverse wing, I was really unsure how to kind of make that carving, how to make it work. Are you able to get that okay, Alex?
Yeah, it's a little shaky. If you can just hold
Might
it
be
a little.
me. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
So
but
anyway, I'm still working out how it's going to happen, but I sort of figured I got to make the head um, as a separate piece, which you can see here,
sure. Mm-hmm.
and the wing where it reverses, I'm going to have to sort of figure out how to do that. So anyway, it's just an eagle. I decided to add a number of laurel or pine laurel leaves at the bottom, so that'll be a nice green that'll
Mm-hmm.
offset the gold leaf. So let's see. I'll continue here. This is where I keep lumber. I use mostly local hardwoods, walnut, maple, and cherry for my furniture, and I like to let it acclimate in the shop, so I keep a good supply in there.
You know what? Just a second. We've got one of the questions. Okay.
Sure.
The question is: it was said that the tools became magnetized and hinders their sharpening. Can you comment on that?
I've read that, Alex, and they probably are magnetized, but it doesn't affect the carving any. So not sure. I don't see that it's a problem. But
Mm-hmm.
you could probably comment on that.
Well, if I would comment on that, I don't use any magnetic strips. So yes, I do keep actually all my tools in my tool chest. Okay, so that is what I do. But it would be a lot of strips if I would keep all my tools. I have like half a thousand, more than half a thousand tools, and I have absolutely no space on my walls. So I
Yeah,
found for me, I've got all around. I've got this the whole wall of chests. I've got that way, I've got that way, another way, and I've got another side. It's all tool, and this way also there's a also tool chest, and so on. So it's I can't answer if it's creates the problem or
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the magnetism is a problem. It doesn't seem to. It does. I don't see it. It doesn't affect the carving in any way. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, maybe there's other things I don't know about there. But this is where I keep pretty much all my cutoffs and extra pieces of wood, which I just use all the time. Um, this is a carving in the rough, so to speak. It's just a big slab of basswood,
Mm-hmm.
and these are just pieces of pine. I use mostly 2-inch pine, 8-quarter pine for the carvings,
Mm-hmm.
but I build the wings up and other parts with, sometimes I use 4-quarter. Let's see, Alex, we'll just go quickly through the rest of the shop here. I've got a old Craftsman lathe, and I'm not a accomplished turner, but when I need to get something done, I just manage to get through it usually. And you can look at my furniture. My website is lineandberry.com. I've got all my furniture. Most of it is up on that website.
Yeah,
So anyway,
we also want to
yeah,
see the furniture. Okay, so is that possible? You can
I've
show
got a
us some
few. I've
furniture you
got a
done.
few pieces I can show if you want. I can go upstairs
Yeah.
and I don't have obviously just a limited a number of items here. A lot of it's gone to other people, of course,
Of
but
course.
I
Yeah.
can show you what I have. I'd be happy to. So anyway, this is kind of the working shop. Here I think you saw here's some roosters.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got some folks that like roosters, so I get these roosters carved, and it's a very basic carving. Um, but the fun part is painting them. You can do a lot with intricate designs, and I'm thinking I might do some in walnut. And I do a lot of inlay and veneer work,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it might be fun to actually do some of the inlay on my carvings. I haven't
Sure.
done that, so why not? This is a iron girder that I have mounted on wheels. And can you see that? Maybe a little dark. Let me move. And this is really handy. I can clamp pieces in there. When I'm doing the roughing out stage, I can get them clamped and move it all directions. And I can use Windsor chair tools, which I have some of right here.
Can I
The
can I
draw knot.
interrupt you for a second, please? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. So we do have a special person also connected. His name is Trevor. He's answering about magnets, and he's saying magnets are a problem with the tools if you use steel wool often. But let me tell you about Trevor himself. Next week we're gonna have an interview with him. He is one of the best instrument makers, violins, upright basses, cellos. Okay, and we're gonna talk with him also. Okay, so but he's saying if you use steel wool often, I don't know why would you use that often, but anyway, that's and also another comment. Rooster is very important symbol. Everyone should make them.
Yes,
Answer,
amen.
yes.
Very good. Thank you.
And we
Everybody,
do.
everybody needs a rooster.
Yeah, everybody needs the rooster. And Gary Wagner is here. He's gonna take a class also
Oh,
this
hey,
summer.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Gary. Good. Thanks for joining us.
What?
So let's see. So this is the I use this thing all the time. It weighs a ton. When it's a nice day, like it actually is beautiful today,
Mm-hmm.
I will move it right out the door. I use a dolly. It's so heavy, and I'll set it up outside, and I'll put sandbags in it so it's rock solid. And I'll get my draw knives and smoke shaves, and I'll do some power carving as well for the roughing out. I can show you. I use these just a grinder with this. I'm blanking on the name of this
Yeah, sabur tooth.
attachment.
Yeah. Oh, the attachment. Yeah. Sabur tooth.
But it really, can make pretty quick work
It can
of
make a
the
lot of dust.
roughing out stage.
It makes a lot of dust, Bill. Right?
I have to do it outside. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a lot
So
of dust.
this is a honer. I've kind of gone through every imaginable sharpening method that there is. And I find that I can get by for a really, really long time with just keeping the tools well honed. I used to use a lot of hand leather stropes and whatnot, but I did find that it was really quick to just mount I make these MDF wheels, and I grind them with files to different shapes, if you can see, but there's basically a very sharp V tool kind of shape on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and a flat, and this is a round over here. So, I fire that up, and basically just touching my tool.
I got a question for you, Bill. I got a question.
Yeah,
You using
yeah.
MDF? Are you using HDF? Is that high density or just the medium?
And this is MDF.
MDF, medium. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I make my own honing compound. I use sheep tallow, or I think it's called sheep tallow, and chromium oxide, and some binders. And I double boil it. It's kind of I'll post that on a blog,
Mm-hmm.
and then it makes like a paste. It's kind of soft, and I
Mm-hmm.
find it's really easy to spread and put it on my stropes and on the wheels and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come over to the bench, and so I do some hand stroking as well. I don't know if you can see this. It's hard to do this with one hand, a little tricky,
Yeah.
but this is kind of like 2.5 feet long. I have a V shape on the edge, and I can do my V tools on this as well as, on my gouges and whatnot. Um, and I've got some sticky on the back so it sticks to the bench.
Hmm.
And I'll just have that right next to me when I'm carving, and a few strokes, and it kind of keeps that razor sharp edge. I have round ones as well, leather wrapped in on dowels of different sizes, and you can do it quickly. I don't even have to walk over to the power hunter. Like it
Of
just,
course.
but literally just touching the edge for a second, and it's that fast on the power hunter.
Of course.
So I'm sort of developing this as a prototype, and I may end up trying to see if Highland Hardware, would be interested in selling them or something. But I've been kind of working on it for a while.
Sure, absolutely. Bill,
So yeah,
could you show us some furniture you make?
sure, Alex. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
be happy to.
yeah.
And I actually, if we have time, I do have this eagle that I'm working on.
Hmm.
I did apply some size, so we could potentially. Oh, wait a minute. We
Yeah.
could potentially do a gold leaf demonstration if you would like, if you feel like there's
Hey, that
time.
was one of the questions. Actually, Buckbeans, he's asking, William, what kind of finish do you use for your carvings that is going on outside? And yeah, well, show us furniture, and then just let's jump and just to do some demonstration how you do the gold leafing.
Hey, Alex, I think I better do the gold leaf now. The tricky part is
Sure.
the size of the glue.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be just the right tack.
Sure, sure, yes.
And I'm using what's called a fast dry size.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunately it gives you a very short window of opportunity,
Yeah, go ahead.
and I
Let's do it. Yeah.
and I think I might be a little past. So I guess we can wing it and see how it goes. You want to give it a try?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to
And
mount.
also explain, okay, for we will just know exactly.
Yeah, no, I'll try to. We'll see if we can make this work. I'm putting my phone in a tripod.
Okay.
Is that in view? Is that in view, Alex?
A little lower, just slightly lower. Right there. That's good. Oops.
I just do. I'm going to do a small section.
Okay, it depends on what section you're gonna do, but
I'm
we
going to
see
do
it.
right here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. We can see it.
Okay. So it might be a little too dry, so you'll still get folks will get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little kit where I keep my gold leaf stuff. So what I've done so far, I've got the eagle sanded to about maybe 100, 150. I've done 2 coats of primer, and I started using yellow paint under the gold leaf. It just, if you have little gaps, little tiny gaps, it just hides it better.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah. So you can use something called a burnish sealer, which you can purchase from a gold leaf company, which I'm not real sure it makes much difference. So anyway, let me get my kit here. And the first thing I do is I get some Vaseline. Can you see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I take a little Vaseline and just rub it on my hands. And that is how I get this. Well, actually, hang on a second. This is genuine gold leaf. It's 23 karat. This is from LA Gold Leaf in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a squirrel hair brush. It's pure squirrel hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I rub that. Can you see that?
Yes.
I just rub the tips on the Vaseline, and that enables the gold leaf to stick when I apply it. So I'm going to set that down. And the gold leaf comes in little squares.
Mm-hmm.
So let me try to get to one that's ready to go here. Okay, and it's you kind of can't do this where there's any motion in the air. It has to be very still. And so I'm not sure how well. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see
So
it well. Yeah.
I take the squirrel hair brush and can you see that, Alex?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you just go right. This is all really easy. I think there's a mystique about gold leaf for some reason, but the reality is, you know, I'm not I'm not like I didn't go to Paris to learn this. I mean, it's just really pretty simple. So I just lay it right on top. I take another piece, going to lay it right on top, and it's sticking to that glue. It's called size. It's kind of it's basically a type of varnish.
Can you
There's all
show
different.
us what exactly you're using for that?
Uh, okay, well, I actually keep it in these so-called stop loss bags, because
Uh-huh.
this stuff really hardens over, and you end up wasting half of it. These
Hmm.
stop loss bags are wonderful. I love them. You get them at Woodcraft, and
Hmm.
I use these, and it really preserves it much longer.
Hmm.
So not much to look at there, but you just brush it on. So I'm going to put one more piece on here, and because there's so much surface area, it's not flat, it's all carved. You probably need 3 times as much leaf as you would if it was just a flat
Hmm.
surface. So then I just use these. This is a mop brush.
Hmm.
You can use a cosmetic brush. It's very soft. I clean these if they get too much stuff on them with lacquer thinner, and you just tamp it down. And it looks like it's going to work out here. I think the size was still sticky enough, tacky enough to make it work. So that's basically it. Um, I'll go over that with another piece. Let me do. Well, I'll do that. I don't want to waste time now. But you just tamp it down gently, very
No,
soft
do
brush.
it, do it, do it. Absolutely, you have to do it the right way. Just to put another
Well,
piece.
yeah, I know. I just don't want to take too much time with all this. But, so okay, I'm going to get one more piece because it's got so much surface area. There's a lot of gaps that are in there. You can't really see them probably well on the camera.
Hmm.
But just lay this down. And you'll get kind of little fine granules floating all over the top. And as you keep brushing, those little tiny specks will work themselves into the crevices and whatnot. So, so that's about it. That's the 23 or 24 karat gold leaf. If I'm using imitation leaf, that comes in. It's much cheaper. It comes in big squares,
Hmm.
and it's actually thicker, so you can use your hands. You can just take it out, and you can literally put it on with your hands. Um,
Hmm.
so then
Well,
after this
Bill,
starts in about two
can I?
hours or 3 hours. Yep. I'm sorry.
I want to interrupt you. People is
Oh,
actually
sure.
asking not to rush. Don't feel that you have to hurry up. Okay, just to make sure that's the right thing what you do. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Hmm.
Um, I will do a blog post and I'll cover everything with gold leaf. I've had somebody ask about it,
Hmm.
so we'll try to get it up there soon, where I go through all the details and show you where to find everything. And it's fun and it's really beautiful. This stuff will wear outside in all weather. It's amazing. You don't need to top coat it. You really shouldn't.
Hmm.
It just wears extremely well.
Hmm.
um, so I'm trying to think what else I can talk about. In about 3 hours, um, you can sort of burnish it. So I can get just a piece of cotton and go over that, push down, and it kind of, I don't know, it sort of burnishes and makes it a little smoother.
Of course,
I
of
don't I
course.
don't always do that, but if you read about it, folks will do that.
Hmm.
I also keep when I'm done, I'll have typically have newspaper underneath, and you'll get a lot of gold leaf bits falling all over the place. And
Hmm.
I just keep them in a cigar box. They're called skewings.
Hmm.
Um, I keep my skewings in a box. And there are times where I'll actually go and sprinkle them on to help fill in little gaps and things.
Hmm.
So that's a real quick, um, overview of the gold
Wonderful.
leaf. Okay. I'm happy to answer any questions. But like I said, I'll try to give a nice, thorough overview on
Yeah,
my
we
website.
do have a question while you just walking and show us furniture. One of the guys is actually asking. I hope it's a guy. I don't know if it's a man or female. I don't know. William, do you get an initial two-dimensional cut from just one slab of wood using the bandsaw for this project? That's the question.
Yeah. Very good question. Yes. So anyway, here we are back to the lumber. So yeah, basically, I'll take my 2-inch thick pine or basswood. Um, well, let me backtrack a little bit. So this area right here, I'll have a overhead. Okay, I'm going to even backtrack a little more. I don't know how much of this you want to know, but
Yeah.
to
Tell us
to
more because people are
oh
actually
sure.
asking questions. Yes.
Okay, so here are some
Not too quick though.
examples.
Not too quick. Don't move too quick. Otherwise, it's gonna start shaking again.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, Alex. Yep. Sorry, folks. So here are some examples of eagles that I'm planning to do soon, and this is where it all starts. So I'll have a picture, which I photocopied. I'll overlay that with a transparency. Let me with a transparency sheet, just a clear plastic transparency sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I will trace out the eagle on the transparency with a magic marker. I'll then have this, transparency, which this is very old fashioned, but I use an overhead projector.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll project it right onto the wood. I'll have the wood, decide what size I want this eagle to be, and I'll usually after I trace it, I'll often change the whole thing on the transparency to make it more how I want it to look. Here's another example. I'm going to be doing this, which is basically the United States, the emblem for the U.S.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely going to change that a lot to make it more carvable, especially the shield. I'm going to change a lot. But anyway, so then I'll get my overhead projector. I'll come over here. I have this sheet of plywood, which I just put in front of the projector. I'll put my pieces of wood, and I'll just trace it right onto the wood.
That's a
And
wonderful
then
idea, actually.
often I'll have to glue up pieces to make it the proper height. So I've got my pattern on the wood. I've got to glue it up with the entire eagle kind of in outline. Then I'll go to the bandsaw that out. I'll then add whatever built up areas are going to be on there. So, for example, here you can see I've got these kind of these haunches, whatever with the claws. Those are pieces I've glued on to get the, full 3 dimension. I've also glued pieces in the back, which are the wings. And a lot of times I'll have a separate head piece, which will attach later. I'll carve the head separately and attach it toward the end. Once I have everything glued on, it's going to be just big blocks, So everything I do, I fasten a chunk of wood on the back, screw it on, and then I can put it into my vise.
Bill, can I interrupt you
Sure.
for a second?
Yes, sir.
We do have a good question.
Okay.
Okay. Bug Beans is asking, where are you getting your commissions from for all those very traditional patriotic carvings? I didn't know there was such a big interest or demand.
Well, I don't know how big the interest is, but I've got I've had a website up for a number of years. I've done some exhibits. I try to get the word out. I'm horrible at self promotion, but I put a little thing in the Maine Antique Digest, which is very popular amongst the antique people. I've had some articles. I just tried to get the word out. I don't know. I guess if you're Googling Bellamy Eagles, my site will come up. So I don't generate the interest. People have to sort of be interested and then looking for that, and they'll find me.
Mm-hmm.
So, mm, I'll have an exhibit in Camden coming up in May, which should get a lot of folks will be filing through that. Um, anyway, yeah, it's like anything. You just sort of have to keep trying to get the word out. It is. There was a time when Bellamy was making these, they were in huge demand. I mean, local governments wanted to put them on their town buildings, and the firehouse wanted to have one. The town hall had to have one. You know, People were buying them, putting them over their doors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they were pretty popular at the time,
Yep.
and there's still some interest in the early American, the earlier
Oh,
American
absolutely.
stuff.
There's a lot of people who love that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Bill, can you show? It's already about an hour in our
Okay.
live stream. Can you show some furniture what you've done? I want to make sure people do understand that you are one of the best also furniture makers, not just a Bellamy eagle carver. Okay, some of the furniture you make, it's just beyond. I mean, it's just like I said, one of the best.
Yeah, furniture making is really what I do. The eagle, the carving thing just kind of took on a life of its own, but I didn't really expect it. But like I said, there's been enough interest in it that it's kind of something I'm doing a lot more of than I expected I ever would be.
Are you walking
I am
inside of your
moving up.
house?
Pardon me?
Is that inside of your house, right?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
moved upstairs now.
Can you tell us where you keep your keys from your house? For we can
No, my wife would not approve. So
no.
okay, so I am upstairs in our house. So like I said, I
Try to
brought a
fold
number
it
of pieces down
just to
and
try to
stuck them
fold it
all
more
in
solidly,
one or
okay?
two rooms.
It's
Yep.
a little shaky, okay, Bill? Just to, try to not to shake camera too much.
I'll try to slow down. So I brought a number of pieces and put them all in like two rooms. So I don't normally have all this stuff sitting out like this because it would be, over the top. But
Hmm.
anyway, this is an example. Let's see. This is a sugar. It's a sugar chest, which would have been used in the probably early 1800s. They were used for storing whatever coffee, flour, sugar, and this is curly maple. I hand cut my dovetails, and I do a lot of inlay. This has got some simple banding.
Hmm.
I make most of my own bandings, but not all of them. This has got some little shell inlay, and you know, just just kind of a nice piece.
Gorgeous.
Okay, and so I'm going to show you. This is well, first of all, another carving. This is just a basic pineapple, which is
Yeah.
a sort of a sign of hospitality, which folks like to hang these on their front door and whatnot.
Hmm.
So,
Okay,
and
not too quick.
here's a
Not too quick.
codfish.
Not too quick. You just doing a little too quick. Okay, just to
Okay.
try to. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, folks. You can see I'm real professional with this. This is a codfish. These are very common up in New England. Folks like to put these on their doors and outside above their doors.
Hmm.
And the codfish was responsible for so much of New England's development that they're kind of popular. This is a sorry, moving too fast. This is a called a cellaret. It's a piece that was used. It's a southern piece in the federal style. Again, this was probably around the early 1800s. These were used in sort of, more up, more wealthier folks who would have these in their dining room, for example, and they're typically used for storing whiskey. So they open up, and I made these little, dividers in there, and I do. This has got a ton of inlay and detail in the sort of line and berry style.
Hmm.
The line and berry is um, a, a type of inlay that developed from the Welsh and Quaker settlers in mostly Chester County, which is, where I grew up on a farm in
Mhm.
Chester County. So I would see this stuff all the time when I was a kid.
Sure.
And I've sort of got it, took an interest in it early on. But this one has striped moldings, which I had not really seen before. And I decided I just wanted to try it. I had the idea in my mind that I wanted to do striped moldings.
Hmm.
So this has got, it's got a lot of detail, and
It's
I'm not sure how
beautiful.
well you can see it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. Some people just actually commenting. It says, Phil is saying, "Wow, beautiful furniture." And about the chest, people also commented it's gorgeous. A little
Thank
shaky
you.
camera, but it's a wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, Alex. I've got the problem is on my camera I have two images. The bottom one is great, but I'm afraid the top one is what you guys are seeing, and it looks too close up for me
No, it's
for some
good.
reason.
It's actually really
Okay,
good.
okay. So anyway, you can kind of curly maple drawers.
Oh,
I
is that
like my
needle?
dovetails.
Yeah, you've got the needle point dovetails, English style,
I
huh?
try to do that only because I don't know because a machine or a jig can't really get that fine point. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just sort of showing that it's hand cut. So anyway, that's that. I made two of these, and one of them went to a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an eagle I have up here,
Okay, not too
which
quick.
is
Little slower. Okay, here you go.
this was my own design. There was a guy by the name of Resolute Lee. He's a poet, American poet, and he wanted me to design an eagle for him. So we came up with this. And the one I made for him had a banner on it with some of his poetry on it. But I made another one for this show coming up, and I put arrows in there instead of the banner.
Mm-hmm.
This one is I get a kick out of this one because it's for a dentist office,
Mm-hmm.
but I just haven't delivered it yet. So folks come over and I told them I have a dentist practice in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's a kind of a very classic style of Bellamy.
Sure.
This one is over 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Alex, I'm going to move over into this room where I've got a whole bunch of stuff sitting out. This is a federal sort of it's a game table, but it's a basic side table or end table design, which I just sort of expanded into a game table.
Mm-hmm.
So this has a tremendous amount of veneer and inlay. Um, it's got all kinds of really nice veneer. Maybe hard to see with the light, but
No, it's actually good.
that is crotch walnut.
Yep. That
So I
looks.
will open it up just to show kind of the. I play chess with my grandkids here a lot, and
Okay.
so it is a game table, which you can. Can you
Mm-hmm.
see that? Okay.
Yeah, it looks great. Yes.
And again, it's got a lot of pattern or inlay with shells and sort of the classic motifs.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of sort of like the line or berry style, which I have. I have it on every side of every leg, which was probably more than was necessary. But I figured if I'm going to this much trouble, I might as well
Mm-hmm.
do it up. And this is spade feet,
Mm-hmm.
which are ebonized, um, just sort of basically just using black veneer.
Sure.
Cuff bandings.
Mm-hmm.
So here's I'll put this one over here. Sorry. This is an eagle, which I think is probably the most popular eagle that I carve. I call it the 1812 eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody wants a different banner, but this is Liberty or Death, Libertas aut Moriere, Liberty or Death. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but this has been like, I've had a lot of orders for this particular eagle.
I see.
Um, let's see, Alex. This is a whale, obviously,
Yep, yep.
a gold-leafed whale,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's something else that's kind of popular. Uh, this we're looking at a coffee table,
Mm-hmm.
which is also in the federal style.
Right.
This one has, doing curves can be a little bit tricky, but I don't know. I just kind of plow into projects and figure out how to do them as I go.
Mm-hmm.
This one has sort of little designs that I sort of came up with here, Lineberry designs in it, and it's got the detail on the legs. These are the fluted Sheraton style or Hepplewhite style legs,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a little what would be called a document or a Bible box, and this is really typical Chester County, Pennsylvania style
Mm-hmm.
with very typical sort of line and bury designs. You would often see the initials on the sides of the box of the husband and wife, if you can see that, and strap hinges and whatnot.
Yep, yep.
Here is another kind of very typical Bellamy style with E pluribus unum.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you've already seen the codfish. Here's another codfish. I will, if I don't know how much time we have. If we have time, this is a Chippendale style spice box on a frame. It's a pretty big piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to back up. Maybe you can see the size.
Yeah, yep. We can see it, yes.
And this one's got carved bone claw feet, carved shells, and whatnot. And it's got a lot of secret compartments in this particular piece. Actually, what I did was I just kind of decided I'm going to use every potential space in this piece, and I'm going to make a secret compartment.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I should say a hidden compartment because they're not really secret anymore. But it's a little over the top. But I can do a little demo if you're interested.
Yeah, yes, yeah, please
Or if we
do.
could do a separate demo some other time, maybe.
No, just to do it now because
Okay,
you already
sure,
showed
sure.
that. Yes, do it
Okay,
now.
okay. And right before we get to that, this is another typical spice box. I made probably, 12 maybe different spice boxes because they're such a unique sort of Chester County style. And that's really sort of my area where I kind of focus on mostly is that regional style.
Mm-hmm.
And this is curly maple with just a lot of nice figure in this wood.
That's beautiful.
They like to do the OG bracket feet, and
What
and
kind of
then
finish? Some people asking what kind of finish you usually use on your furniture.
yeah,
Is it shellac or oil finish? What do you do?
yeah, both. So I will pretty much always use oil and shellac for all my finishes.
Mm-hmm.
This one I did add a little color. You really don't need to with these figured woods. They're so beautiful that but I darkened it a little bit with an aniline dye. And then I use boiled linseed oil
Mm-hmm.
and let that dry for a while. Add some drying agents, and then I use shellac. And I think I need to do a blog on that too because I have a real distinctive finishing method that I think I'd like to share that. So let's see, Alex. I'm going to set this on a tripod, and excuse me while I move quickly here, because I'm going to need both hands to demonstrate this piece.
Of course.
And I don't know if that light. Tell me if that light is interfering too much.
Bring it back a little bit because we see
Okay.
only part. Just to take the camera backward. We don't see the whole thing. More, a little more. Okay, that's good. But now, just to try to make sure it's right in the middle, right there. Yes, that's good.
Okay, so now I just figured out everybody is seeing the top image, which is on my camera is much smaller. But does that look pretty good?
Yes, that looks good.
The
Perfect.
light might be an issue, but we'll do the best we can.
Oh no, it looks good. The light is perfect.
Anyway, we'll try to get it going. So, okay, I'm going to see if I can remember where they all are, so bear with me here.
Sure.
But once again, typical spice cabinet with all the little spices were very valuable. They were coming from, Spice Islands and whatever, India. At the time, they were really very valuable. So apparently they were actually kept under lock and key in these cabinets. They probably had other things too, I'm sure, that they would put in these cabinets. So secret compartments, what do you think? Okay. Let's try these drawers here. Can you see that? So I've
Yes.
got two little drawers here, all kinds of family stuff. This has got a false bottom.
Oh wow.
Not that well hidden, but it's a false bottom. And let's see if I can get this to work. This divider pulls out, and it's got two hidden compartments in the back. So I'll just leave these out. The bottom drawer comes out, and there's a false bottom right here.
Is that where you keep your money?
No.
No? Okay.
And this is a picture that my granddaughter did.
Oh, okay. That's treasure.
There's a little drawer in here, little tiny dovetails. And then in the back, you really can't see, unfortunately, but I've got two little dovetail keys that slide. So I'm going to push these little dovetail keys. And what that does is it unlocks the back. So I'm going to lock it and turn it. I got it on a Lazy Susan so you can see what's going on. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to take off the back molding. The back molding comes out, slides out. And okay, this part gets a little tricky. Let me try to do this. I have to kind of lift this up.
Don't break it.
No, you have to kind of do this. Slide it. And the back slides down. Okay, there we go. Back slides down. And then in the back, there are two hidden drawers. So this one comes out pretty good size. And actually even have, okay, never mind. Another drawer up top with a little advertisement in it. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah. We can see
Hold
it.
that up.
Yep.
Okay.
That's your school.
I need people to take classes.
Yeah. Let me show that
then
also.
There's another
again.
one. Believe it or not, there's another one back here.
Oh wow.
Wait, there's more. Here we go. Another little drawer in the back. And
Bill, I have a question. Why
Yes,
you
sir.
don't have anything hidden in those drawers?
pardon me, what is it?
Why you don't have anything inside? Okay, in those drawers.
I don't know. I need to put some. Well, I can't put anything in there now that the whole world knows about it. So
Sure.
I'll keep them empty, I guess.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm trying to think, Alex. Oh yeah, there are some more. Let me see if I can do this without making too big of a mess. See, it's kind of heavy.
Oh wow.
Okay, so this is another false bottom down here, which comes out. And then I made in there's a little area here that you don't see, but I made these little boxes there. I'll bring them up a little closer to the camera.
Yeah, they
If
all.
you can,
Well,
you see that?
Well, not. Hold on, just a second. Let me try to. Yeah, right there. Yes, now we can see it. Yes.
So they're just little boxes
Mm-hmm.
that I had to profile so you couldn't see them from the side.
Yeah.
Little dovetail boxes. Ooh, so that's about it. It's I don't know how many hidden compartments there are in that piece, but there are quite a few. I
A
think I
lot.
got them all.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. We
Yeah,
really
thanks,
like it.
Alex. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Bill. Right now it's like an hour and 15 minutes since the
Wow,
live.
wow, that went fast.
We gotta finish right now, I think.
Okay,
But a lot of people they actually saying it's a great job what you do. Okay, it's a
thank
beautiful,
you.
beautiful what you're doing. Okay.
I really enjoy it. Obviously it's a passion, and I really enjoy it. So
Mm-hmm. You some
I
work
want to
on the
share it
side.
with other people, and I'm really getting into doing more classes, and I hope to be doing some of my own teaching as well.
Oh, absolutely. Let me bring that website again one more time. People, please, okay, please just to check that website. It's a maincoastworkshop.com. Okay, so we've got only couple spots left, and I believe all other classes I teach in another schools they all sold out. But we've got couple spots right here. Also, I'm gonna be in Tampa and fall. There's a couple spots also available. Okay, so people actually really do appreciate what you just showed, and it's endless. Like I said, people, uh, Bill is one of the best in what he does, and now a couple years ago he decided to do also teaching and open the school. It's attached to his house, like a family operation. You know, his wife, she cooks meals, and we take lunches together. We go to ocean and work really hard. Okay, the best people teaching there. Not only myself, but there's going to be some other famous woodworkers, not just the carvers, but woodworkers. Can you tell some of the names who's going to teach this year and some spots
Um,
open for them also?
sure, Alex. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. So this year I focused very heavily on carving. Last year we did more general woodworking classes, and there'll be some more coming up. But I'm sort of trying to get a feel for what works out best. But I've got Mike Pekovich, who is with fine woodworking. He'll be doing a hand tool class. It's just a weekend class. I've got You're teaching twice. I've got Al Breed from New Hampshire, who is a really accomplished period furniture maker, mostly in the Newport styles. He's really the man when it comes to that. I've got Ray Jernigan coming also. He's from Virginia Beach, and he's also most of my focus is traditional stuff. So Ray will be doing something along the line of traditional carving, 18th century carving for furniture. I think that might be about it for this year. It's a short season. We run from May through October,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just kind of early on in with this and taking it one year at a time. And so we'll see where things develop. But so far, it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Had some really great classes. So we did some contemporary stuff last year. Matt Kenny did a T-chest, which was more contemporary style.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to kind of play it by ear as we go. And it's a really very ambient. It's a small shop and real friendly atmosphere. We're not a big campus. We're right in the heart of Camden, right in the historic district. So
Sure.
we're really close to the harbor and to all the restaurants and everything. It's a nice location.
Yeah, location is
So
just gorgeous, but not only location. You getting some of the best people in the class, not teachers.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about there's people Eliyahu, there's the other people
Oh,
Gary, from
right.
last year. Some people actually traveled internationally just to get in the class from Middle
Yeah,
East.
yeah, we get good students too. That's for sure.
Yeah, really
It's
good
been wonderful
students.
meeting people from all over. For me, that's a lot of the joy of it. It's just the
Yes.
social aspect.
No
So
politics, no nothing, just little bit religious stuff, okay? Because you know me, people, so I can't hide my beliefs, so I always talk about what I believe. And Bill is also a believer, so please don't judge us. We know what we believe, we know whom we believe, and a little bit you're gonna hear in his school, and we openly pray with no problem, okay? So don't take it personally. Well, maybe you could take it personally. We're not trying to convert nobody, maybe a little, okay? Just a little bit. So, but people, Bill, don't go away. I'm gonna finish right now. Stay connected with me. I'm gonna talk to you for a couple more seconds for the
Okay,
future and so on.
thanks so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody for joining in.
Yep, thank you very much, people who's watching. I don't know what the problem was on Facebook. I see there's people actually connected on Facebook, but for some reason my comments didn't go through, except my own. Okay, but don't forget, there's such a thing as a like button, just right there. Just press it, the like button, and subscribe. Okay, so have a wonderful day. Just blessings to all of you. Hug someone, give a smile to someone, and I'll see you next time. Next week, we're going to talk with another really wonderful person. His name is Trevor, and he is one of the best musical instrument makers. Okay? Eliyahu is saying, thank you so much. Toda rabba, Eliyahu. Okay, people, have a good one. Okay?
Thank you.